Hi, my name is James Hill. I'm an occupational therapist, and today I'm going to talk about the process of acceptance. One way to define the kind of acceptance that we're talking about is a willingness to experience the things that happen inside of us, thoughts, emotions, body sensations, such that we do not avoid situations that might evoke these inside experiences, and in ways that we don't struggle to control them when they're present. Acceptance is not an all or nothing thing. It might be helpful to think of acceptance as having stages or levels. This usually starts with rejection, not wanting to experience something, which might vary in levels of intensity or reactivity. And the next step along the way is tolerating or just putting up with something. The difference between this and acceptance is that acceptance, the energy is decreased. I'm not resisting or struggling with anything. The stage beyond acceptance might be called embracing, and this starts when we begin to see the value of something being the way that it is, even if we don't like it. Imagine that you had a dial that you could turn to increase or decrease your level of acceptance for whatever situation you're dealing with. Where would you say that that dial is set for you right now? Does it tend to stay locked in at one number, or does it sometimes move? What is the lowest number and what's the highest number that you experience when you're dealing with this issue that you're dealing with? So what factors tend to affect the movement of this dial if it moves? Are there places or times of day or things that happen or thoughts that make this dial move? Instead of trying to get all the way to acceptance, think of things that you might do to move this dial just one number in the direction of acceptance. Is there something that you could do to lessen the struggle or lower your tension just a bit? Could you breathe, move your body in some way, just to create a little more space, or kind of loosen your grip, loosen your focus on this issue just a touch? If you're willing, let's try a few things and just see what happens. So the first thing I'd like you to do is just let go of everything for the moment and focus your attention on the sensations of breathing. Take an in-breath, and without breathing out, take a second in-breath so that your lungs are fully expanded, and then hold your breath for just a casual count of 3. And then breathe out very slowly through pursed lips, like you're blowing out a candle, allowing your out-breath to take about twice as long as the in-breath. And then repeat this 3 times, going at your own pace. When you're done, just do a mental scan of your body. Notice where you might be holding any tension in your body. You might start at your feet and just kind of mentally move through, noticing if there's any tension in your ankles or your lower legs. Breathing, taking your time, noticing if there's any tension in your knees, your upper legs. Noticing your hips, kind of what's happening in your belly and your lower back. Moving up and noticing what you experience in your chest and in your shoulders and in your upper arms and lower arms and hands. Maybe comparing your left hand to your right hand, see if there's any difference. And maybe moving the awareness back up the arm, through the shoulders, and into the throat. Notice if you feel anything along the back of the neck or spine. Notice what's happening inside of your mind. Notice if there's any tension around your eyes, how you're holding your mouth, any tension in your face. Then kind of bring yourself back to the moment. And let's just think a little bit if there are any pros and cons of letting go. You don't have to defend your decision to hold on or to let go. You can continue to choose either one. This part of the exercise is just about stepping back and seeing if there might be some costs or benefits to your choice. So just let your mind respond to these questions openly, with curiosity. What are the benefits to continuing the struggle that you're having inside of yourself? Do you have any fears about letting this struggle go? Would you lose something? Would it let somebody off the hook? Are you afraid of what would happen if you just let it go? Is there any downside to maintaining this struggle? Is it costing anything? Are you missing out on anything that you might be paying attention to instead? On the other side of things, what are the potential benefits of moving toward acceptance? Is there any upside? What would it free you up to do? And again, are there any fears about giving up this struggle? And is there any downside to letting go? Is there anything that would actually be lost in the process of just opening up and allowing this to be what it is? So finally, I want you to imagine and to try to experience what acceptance would be like. So imagine just for the moment that you'd give full permission for life to be the way that it is. You don't have to approve of anything or give in to anything. Just imagine that you could let go of trying to change anything just for the moment. If you'd allow things to be, if you'd let go of the tension or the struggle to make them different, how might your posture change? Play around with this. If you notice that you're hunched, you might sit up a little bit. If your shoulders are tight, you might let them drop away and relax. What would happen with your eyes? Very often when we're in an internal struggle, when we're feeling tight, our gaze kind of goes inward or disconnects with the outside world around us. If this has happened, just see what it's like to maybe look around the room that you're in a bit and take in some things. See if there's anything here that you haven't noticed. How might your breathing change? Might it slow? Might it deepen just a bit? Again, play around with this just a bit. Relax your breath, slow your breath. Like those moments where maybe you're just breathing in outside air. Just notice what that's like. And then notice how your walk might change. Don't just imagine this. Go ahead and stand up if you can. If you're in a place where it's safe to do this, just get up for a bit and walk around. And notice that you can walk in different ways. You can walk with reluctance. You can walk with resistance. So what would acceptance walk like? Play around with that. What does that feel like in the body to move with acceptance? And notice as you're moving around, what do you pay attention to when you move with acceptance? And when you're done, go ahead and go back and sit back down, or return to the place that you were. So take a moment and just check in with your acceptance dial again. What do you notice? Now don't try to convince yourself that there's a change if you're not really feeling a change. It might be that what you're accepting for today is that you're in the place that you are. You might notice that you were able to choose all sorts of ways of acting, even if your acceptance dial didn't shift at all. On the other hand, you may have noticed that even little changes in behavior, your posture, your breathing, the way you moved, may have resulted in some softening or some opening up. That's often the experience of acceptance. If you found this video helpful, you'll find more resources like this on our website. Please give us a thumbs up to help others discover this video, subscribe to our channel to find our other videos, and click the bell if you want to notice when we release more. Thank you so much for your precious time and attention.